A jewelry designer, a philanthropist, a model, and a mother of four. The other is Pro Football Hall of Famer Joe Montana. It is our pleasure here at Good Morning Football to welcome to the breakfast table both Joe and Jennifer Montana.
All right! Good morning. Good morning.
Big time. Before we talk football, you guys do so much charity work, and now you've teamed up with the American Heart Association for the Break Away from Heart Disease campaign. You're here with us today to talk about it. What else can you tell us about breaking away from heart disease?
Well, I think we both have family histories of it, and I was really shocked when I was diagnosed with high blood pressure, and obviously, as an athlete, you think, oh, you're invincible, you're never going to get sick, you're never going to get hurt, but it was staring me in the face, and I had to finally get a game plan on to how I was going to attack it from that point on, and it's great to be a part of this awareness campaign and break away from heart disease, and people looking to find out more about it would love to get on to breakawayfromheartdisease.com, and a lot of great information on the site.
And my father also passed early, at 60 actually, from heart disease, so I'm involved in the one thing that I have to correct you is I'm a mother of five.
Five?
Wow. Well, that's him too. So I'm the one on I'm the one on the campaign there that's hoping to make sure that his diet and all and exercise keeps going.
Yeah.
After the football years, it just kind of, you have so much discipline, as you know, there too. And then when you're free and you don't feel like you have to work out or you don't have to eat right, it's just like down the tube. So he's back on it.
This is your fifth child, Joey. Joey.
Joey Jr.
Well, to piggyback off of you guys' relationship, which you've been talking about, you guys have been married since 1985. I have somewhat of a two-part question, if you don't mind. First one is, what is the secret to being married so long in a day and age where, it's tough?
What do you think, honey?
No, I think it's a lot. I think it's the closeness of the family that keeps a lot of it together. There's always ups and downs, as everybody knows. But I think one of the things is we spend a lot of time together. We know each other. We think pretty well. We'll find out later in the show. I think that just being out there and being with each other, and I was reading some things on other that touches a lot of things, and we have a tendency to, we're always have hands on usually or somewhere, and it's just been a thing that our kids are close with us. We do a lot of things as a family together still at this point in time, even though they're from 32 down to 26. Wow. So.
But I think he's being kind because he lives by the motto is you can be right or you can be happy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you can't be both.
I can be right or happy, but I can't be
happy
both.
wife, happy life.
Exactly. Pretty much.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and write that down.
We love you and everything that you do for Amgen. It's incredible work that you're both doing together. I wanted to ask you, Jennifer, of all of the memories that you could have of his career, what's the one that sticks out the most?
I actually have three, but I think the most difficult but also the best performance was probably when he played Philadelphia. Don't really remember the year. I just remember the hits and the sacks and the hits coming, but also an unbelievable comeback. Never stopped fighting and never stopped competing that whole time. So I thought that was a good example of the way he played.
So that's an old AstroTurf there too, I see.
That was ugly.
Same question. What's the one memory?
I think as a quarterback, throwing a touchdown pass to win the Super Bowl is kind of hard to beat. The game she's talking about, I threw a touchdown early because they were telling us we couldn't compete with the physical part of it. Yeah. And I'm going, this is going to be easier than I thought. And the next thing I know, I had never picked myself up off the turf more than that. But I think really the one moment, if I had to pick a moment, it's throwing John Taylor touchdown in the Super Bowl. Especially beating Sam White, my first coach in the NFL.
Oh, yeah.
And a great friend. Nothing better than beating good.
I think Boomer works down the hall. Exactly. We're looking at these classic pieces of video, and back in the day, you were known as Joe Cool. And now if you look at San Francisco, they got a quarterback they're already calling Jimmy GQ. There's a lot of hype, a lot of excitement about Jimmy Garoppolo, both in San Francisco and all around the league. Tell me how you feel about the new era. Is this guy ready to take the torch?
I think it's still a little early for it myself. he's obviously had a lot more success in the games he's played in so far than the other quarterbacks that have been there recently. So I think there's a lot of excitement in the Bay Area about it. I think this year will be a big tell on it. You know, they paid a lot of money for him, so but I think there's some belief there that he'll be there for a while.
Yeah. Let's switch gears a little bit to your other team that you play for, the Kansas City Chiefs, and they have a new quarterback that's going to be taking over this year, Patrick Mahomes. And have you seen him throw, and do you think he's ready to be the franchise quarterback?
You know, I don't think you're ever ready, right? I mean, you always believe yourself you're ready, but you know, it'll probably take some time to get in and get used to it, and I'm sure there'll be a little bit of. I haven't seen him play much other than college, but you know, there's no time like the present. You know, who wants to wait to play, right? The sooner you can get on the field, the faster you get the experience that you need to continue to play at a higher level and to find out whether you can play. Watching a lot of the throws that they're making, yeah, it looks like he has the ability to do it, but hopefully for both teams, they've got to find, yeah.
Joe Montana's 4-0 in Super Bowls and never threw an interception. One of the most amazing stats you'll ever find in any sport anywhere. And when I was growing up writing about the NFL, this term never existed, but the word GOAT is thrown all around. When did you first hear that word GOAT, and what is the feeling in the Montana household about the term GOAT?
The first time I heard it, I had to ask a friend of mine, did they call me a goat?
I had to ask one of our boys.
It's acronym.
I don't know. It's just one of those things I think is really, the game changes so much, right? I mean, I've said this for a long period of time, is that it's hard to call anybody that. Obviously, Tom Brady is having a tremendous career, and you know, probably is in the top if he's not the top quarterback that's played the game. But you go back and you look at, I always say, go back and watch Sammy Baugh and Otto Graham. I can't remember which one of them won like 9 or 10 championships. Right? Yeah. I mean, how do you compare the way those guys played to what's the game today? Heck, I think the balls even changed shape from back then.
It used to be like a basketball.
yeah, excuse me.
But he
so
does
I think
make us all call him the goat around
That's
the
it,
house.
right?
That's true.
Yeah. Make them make the noise too.
Is that right? How would you like your eggs goat? That's how it goes. That's correct.
So what do you think makes a great quarterback then, now that the game has changed?
I think the thing that's always made it is the ability to throw the ball accurately. Yeah. And not as much today, but you know, before it was and under pressure. Yeah. You know, I think that was the biggest difference, is knowing that right now you can't hit me. Yeah. But back then you knew if I'm throwing right over your head, I'm going to get planted in the ground. So try to throw that ball accurately. I think is probably the biggest thing when you look at it for a quarterback. It's not about if you can make it to the NFL or through college, you got a strong enough arm. I mean, how many times do you see anybody throw the ball over 45, 50 yards? Yeah. Not very often, right? Often. I mean, so you look at it and you go, okay, so now what's the next thing? It's got to be accuracy and throwing the ball where you need it, when you need it.
You see some of these numbers now, these passing numbers for some of these quarterbacks. Everyone throws for 4,000 yards like it's nothing. 5,000 yards for some of them. What would Joe Montana have done in today's NFL?
Oh, I don't know. But the one thing I know, Jerry Rice and John Taylor would have some huge numbers.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, those guys turned loose today. You know, the other guy I always think about, and he doesn't get as much love as he should. Well, John Taylor, but Danny. I can't imagine somebody as accurate as Marino playing in today's game. I mean, all his receivers, too, weren't very big. Now the guys are 6'2", 6'5".
I played with Calvin. He was 6'6".
Yeah, exactly, right? It is crazy.
I think, Reggie mentioned this earlier, all the things that you accomplish on the football field. I think the thing we're all most impressed with is the fact you guys have been married since 1985. It's really, really incredible. And so we thought we'd grill you on it right now, guys. Exactly how well do we know Joe over here, Jennifer? As you said, your fifth child, Joe. What we have here is some marker boards, and we're going to ask you some questions, Jennifer, about Joe's favorite things. When we ask you, write down what you think the answer will be, and then, Joe, all you need to do is reveal it after she writes. This is going to be fun, guys, I promise. Here we go. Jennifer, what is Joe's favorite musical artist or group? Singer, what have you? Who is his favorite one?
Okay.
And after she writes this, Joe, you can reveal. She's thinking,
a hard one.
She's writing. All right, now, are you ready, Jennifer?
Yes, but I think I misspelled it.
That happens all the time on this show. All right, Joe, please tell us, what would your answer be, Joe, for yourself?
Oh, it's so hard.
Who do you like?
Well, there's a guy who's been friends with for a long time. I've seen it. Huey Lewis.
Huey Lewis. Okay. Turn it around. Turn it around, Jennifer. What did she write?
Who we got?
She wrote Journey. Oh, that's a great answer.
I was just going to say Steve Perry's.
The power of love.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love it.
Don't need no credit card to ride this
It was
train.
between Huey and those guys.
Oh, those
It was
are two
sad.
legends.
Yeah. It was sad.
I get it. I know
That's
the
Taylor
Journey.
Rice. You can't go wrong. All right. How about this
Journey
one?
was perfect. I was
Second
stuck
question.
with
Go ahead.
Joe's favorite movie.
Oh.
Uh-oh. That's a tough one.
Are you a movie guy, Joe?
No, not really.
No.
I know you
So
hooked
then
it
it shouldn't be that hard.
Yeah,
because
so
you
I'm
should
gonna
know
do
there's
mine.
only a few,
Yeah, the
only a
one
few
that
options.
you rewatch.
The longest yard. Okay, Joe. What is
The
it?
longest yard.
Oh my gosh.
What do we got?
Black Panther.
I see him. I see him as an Ackroyd guy.
I
Any
haven't
given
even been
Sunday.
to. I can't tell you the last time I went to a movie theater.
that right?
Yeah, I always
Really?
catch them on Netflix and
All right,
There
what
you
do we
go.
got?
places.
Netflix just
Maybe
got-
a John
I'm going to
Candy movie.
say,
Netflix has
I'm
got a
going to
big
just
shout
say,
out from
because
Joe.
I lack of anything else, I can think of it off the top of my head, The Godfather.
Godfather, what do we got?
Oh, wow. Well, so we're on the same boat, right? I have no idea what
Oh,
his
I
favorite
know.
movie is. So I put mine and then I put a joke.
Oh, Rudy. Oh.
Joe, how authentic was Rudy? Did you guys really put their jersey on Dan Devine's desk?
No.
No. Shocking. Incredible. Incredible.
Lord of the Rings was a more accurate movie.
I really think it was. Yes.
It was pretty close.
Joe and Jennifer Montana, love having you here on the show. Thanks
Thank you,
again for
guys.
everything you do.
pleasure.
And,
Thank
you for
and
having
for
me.
being a great example for young married couples.
Absolutely. You got a long way to go. You guys are great.
Coming up, we will be joined by another Hall of Famer, Jerome Bettis. The buzz is in the house. The star power keeps coming as